What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back to watch some One Piece. This is episode 26. In the last one, this guy came out of nowhere. His name was Pearl, and he had this weird shield armor stuff with each one had a pearl in the middle. He was weird. Apparently, when he gets upset, he catches on fire, and that's exactly what happened there. And so there was a bunch of fire on the boat, and that fire's still there, so we're gonna have to put that out. There's a lot of wood on this boat, so it's like that stuff could spread. But we're right by some water, so hopefully we could take care of that fire. Do they have fire extinguishers in this world? Because if they do, they should have plenty of them on that boat. I mean, it's a restaurant boat after all, so a lot of fire. Sanji said during that fight, like, he wasn't scared of the fire. Like, usually that's how Pearl would win the fights, because the people were too scared of the fire. But Sanji's not scared of the fire, and what he said was like, I wouldn't be a cook if I was scared of fire. Anyways, that happened, but at the end of the episode, Gin got up, and he's currently pointing a gun at the chef's head. And I don't know what he's about to do. Is he actually gonna use it on him? I hope not. I don't think he will. You know why? Because he told Luffy that, like, if he protects the ship and everything, that, like, he'll reduce that debt that he owed to him, like, to stay that week. And so I think he's going to live through this. And I don't think the ship is going to be taken by these pirates too. So it's like that place has got to have a chef, and I don't think any of those other guys are going to take over. And I don't think the only one that I think like could take over would be Sanji, but I'm pretty sure Sanji's going to be part of our crew, so Sanji's not going to be with this ship restaurant anymore. So I think that chef is going to live. But we'll see what Gin's about to do. But before I get into the next episode, if you guys are enjoying these reactions, leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to follow me on the other social media. And if you're watching on YouTube, consider checking out patreon.com/DonDiego if you want to catch these reactions ahead of time. And with that being said, let's get on to the next episode of One Piece. Let's go.
Zeff and Sanji's dream.
Zeff.
Illusionary all blue.
What was that?
Gain!
What are you doing, Gin?
Hear how much of a badass he used to be. Now he's just a cook. I'll spare him, but you have to leave. Please, don't make this any harder, Sanji.
Run away. Not a chance.
Yeah, he won't do that.
You look even dumber at gunpoint, old man. What kind of example do you think you're setting for all the other cooks?
I don't need a lecture from a brat like
I feel
you.
like he could
Would you
easily
stop
trip
calling
him.
me names? Geen, point that gun at me.
Hey, but what if you die?
He's not even really pointing the gun at him.
Sanji,
It's like
why
to
you?
the side of him.
Someone's eager to
Okay,
die.
maybe he is pointing
Lucky
it.
for you, I'd
From
be
that other
happy
angle, it
to
looked like the
oblige.
side of him. All right, this guy got
Allow
up.
me. It would be my pleasure to beat you to a bloody, lifeless pulp. Absolutely natural, Pearl! Surprise!
Oh, dang.
Why didn't you dodge that?
Because if I did, that rat over there would pull the trigger on Zeff.
Why are you doing this? Just leave the restaurant peacefully and no one gets hurt. Please.
This restaurant is that old man's life. I've already taken everything else that man holds dear.
What does that mean?
His power,
Is he the one who cut off his legs?
his dreams. So while I'm around, I'm not gonna let anything else get taken from him!
Behind you!
Oh, dang, dude. I mean, is he really gonna shoot him, but from you just dodging his attacks?
Than they say it is.
I mean, there's only so much of that you could take. I mean, that last one would have hurt a lot.
Stop being a doofus. That's just a fairy tale for seafaring cooks.
Well, I'm gonna find the all blue. Then we'll see who's dreaming.
What is that?
That's quite the quest. Do you even know what kind of place the All Blue is?
Yeah, I do. I'm not an idiot. The all blue is a place where fish from all four seas live. There's fish from East Blue, the West Blue, the North Blue, and the South Blue. To cooks who have taken to the sea, it's an irresistible paradise.
Interesting.
I'll find it.
You think a miracle sea like the All Blue could actually exist?
Think about it, kid. It's impossible.
I think it exists.
I bet it's probably just a lie told by some daydreaming cook.
Oh man, What a waste. They left behind plates and plates full of this delicious grub.
If you ask me, the customers these days are spoiled.
It's way gross to eat the leftovers of strangers. You should just let me throw that stuff away.
That kind of talk
Food
proves
is
you got a whole
food.
lot- if
Can't
you
let it
choose
go to
life in the high
waste.
seas, you got to be resourceful.
But obviously he
The
thinks
ocean
that way
is a
now,
strange and
I think.
unpredictable place where wasting food could be a fatal mistake. So why don't you have some? Eh?
No way!
Yeah.
Calm down, people! Panicking won't help!
So he hasn't gone starving yet.
Pirates are here!
That ship!
It's Redfoot, Zeff, and the
Oh,
Cook
wow.
Pirates! They're back from the Grand Line!
So were all of the freaking pirates cooks on this ship?
I take it you're the infamous pirate Captain Redfoot Zeff. Steal! Steal everything that isn't nailed down!
I refuse to die at the hands of those animals.
Oh, look at this!
Hey, killer. If you're not careful, you might just put someone's eye out with that.
He got me. Look, I'm bleeding.
Shut up! You mongrels better stay away from me! All right, you jerks, if I'm dying here, then I'm taking some of you with me!
Sanji!
He's getting back up.
I'm not gonna die! Not here! I've got to live so that I can find the all blue!
He said the all blue!
So maybe that was Zeff's goal too.
Should we tell the little tyke it doesn't exist?
It doesn't exist?
I'm not gonna draw my last breath until I've seen the all blue.
Captain, I recommend we withdraw immediately. This storm is way bigger than expected.
All right, men, playtime's over. Let's load up the treasure and get out of here.
Want to know how Zeff ends up losing his leg?
Sanji! The captain!
Is he going to save him?
Damn brat.
Why'd he risk his life for one measly kid?
Holy crap! Jeez. Oh, this is how he loses his leg. Does he have the knife on him and that's what he uses? No. Ooh. So he lost his leg trying to save him.
The brat finally wakes up.
And he lost his
You're
ship,
lucky
too.
To be alive, you know.
You!
Moving isn't a good idea. You're still pretty banged up from the beating you took.
What about the ships?
Who knows? It was a terrible storm. Our ships were most likely destroyed. Seems we're the only survivors. Washed ashore on a desolate rock without so much
That's
as a coconut
crazy.
tree to give us food.
How do they...
Sure, there are fish in the sea, but the rock has been curved by the waves in such a manner that we wouldn't be able to climb back up.
Wow.
Sad, isn't it?
This is all your fault, old man! I hope you die!
You can whine all you want. It won't help. If nobody comes, we'll just dry up and become 2 more skeletons in the sea.
Skeletons? Really?
Oh my gosh.
That bag there, it's your share of it. It's some of the food that washed up.
Oh,
Should be
okay.
about 5 days worth. It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, yeah.
If you ration it out, it'll last longer. Good thing we're both cooks.
Hey, wait! Is that bag your share of the food? You got way more than me, you fat old pig!
Maybe he has the garbage.
Of course I get more food. I'm a grown man, so I need more to survive than a runt like you. You should be grateful that I'm sharing any of it with you.
Bastard!
Hey man, he saved your life. How do they get it out of this situation?
Get to the other side of this rock and watch for ships. Let me know as soon as you see one. Until then, don't bother talking to me or moving from your post. That'll just waste energy. We can't afford that.
Screw you, Gramps. I'm not saying anything if I see a ship. I'll be fine. I have 5 whole days worth of food. We'll definitely see a ship or two before I run out. I'm sure of it. Just to be extra safe, I'll divide it up for 20 days. That's more than enough time to get rescued.
Yeah, but definitely don't keep the
all
food
I
out
gotta do
because
now is
friggin'
sit and
animals
wait.
could come and eat it.
Easy. I'll make it through this thing. No problem. Didn't see a ship today. That's all right. It'll only be a few more days.
Oh, wow. That is taking a long time.
This is it.
Ooh.
One moldy piece of bread.
Ugh.
Oh man, what a waste. They left behind plates and plates full of this delicious grub.
It's way gross to eat the leftovers of strangers.
So why don't you have some?
I wonder how long he's gonna go without any food here, though. So if this is his last thing, please eat around the mold, though. Oh no. Well, it doesn't even get to finish it.
My last piece of bread.
Okay, how many days is this? Without the food at all? Oh my gosh. How did he survive?
I wonder, is the geezer dead yet?
He told you not to waste energy, but I would be curious about that too after all of that time.
He's alive, and he's still got food. A lot of food.
Has he even touched it?
So much. There's so much left.
Oh.
I've got to get that food. It's not fair that he has so much more than me.
It looks like he hasn't even touched it.
What are you doing here, you
Oh my
brat?
gosh, look at him.
Are you here because you saw a ship?
I came over here to steal your food, old man.
But how would
If you want to kill me
how
for
would
it,
Zeff
go ahead.
know that
Soon
Sanji
enough,
was still
I'll starve, so
alive?
it makes no difference to me.
It's like, what if he had died? Is it just treasure? I knew it was something different though because of the shape of it. Like it was like
Didn't I tell you
bulging
not to
out
come
in
over
certain
here
spots.
Unless you saw a ship.
And his wasn't. It was more just round.
Why?
So he's had no food at all?
Food.
Strange, isn't it? We have all this money, and yet we're going to starve.
It's
How-
only treasure. It's worthless.
How are you alive?
Hey! What's going on here, old man? Where's your food? You had to have eaten something. Now where is it? I'm talking to you. Answer me. Ah!
Holy crap.
What happened to your leg?
Wait. Yeah, he lost it here, but did he keep it and eat it or something?
It was thin, so it wasn't a dream. In order to save me,
Oh, so he thought that was a dream.
the food. Did you give me all of the food you had?
I did.
Wow.
And you had to have known that without that leg, you'd never be a pirate again.
That's right.
You old fool!
Well,
Why'd
there's
you
plenty
help
of
me?
pirates that have
It doesn't
peg
make
legs.
sense to sacrifice so much for me. So why? Tell me!
Because for my entire life, I've had the same dream as you.
Find the all blue.
The all blue. But your men said that it doesn't exist.
Of course it does. Never mind them. When the time comes, head to the Grand Line. That's where the All Blue is sure to be.
Okay, so
My
that's
days
perfect because he's gonna join the crew.
But you have
And
your
we're
whole
going to the
life
Grand Line.
fight it.
Don't die now! Get up!
How do
Come
they?
on, old man!
Well, I don't even know how he's alive right now. But how do they end up
I
surviving?
wonder how many men have lost their lives cursing the ocean, knowing that it will soon be their grave. This isn't the first time I've been hungry enough to look death in the eyes, and my thoughts are the same each time. It is always my deepest wish that there be a restaurant in the middle of the sea.
A
And
restaurant.
that's what they end up
Yeah, I
creating.
was thinking that if I make it out of this mess alive, I'd like to build a restaurant as my final purpose in life.
Great! And I'll even help you do it. So don't die, okay?
A weak little brat like you couldn't be much good for anything.
Then I'll become strong. So don't die.
A ship. Perfect timing, because I don't think either of them could take any more of this.
Help! The geezer needs help! Over here! Please help! Please, please, help! Help, help! This way! Please!
Wow.
He gave up his legs so that I could live. There's no way to repay the old geezer for his kindness unless I risk my life for him.
Idiot! They'll kill you!
I don't think he cares right now.
You little brat!
Ha! That is so very refined of you. But this restaurant will be closing soon, and it'll open again for business as a pirate ship.
Come on, Luffy.
No, don't! Dino, shoot the old man!
We gotta, I don't know. Go after Geen. Battle axe. Oh my gosh, what did he do? What if he destroyed the whole ship? I don't know, maybe that's the only way to get them to go away, because if there's no ship there. But how are we gonna get out of this situation if there's no ship? Because all the ships are destroyed, I think. All right, so we got the backstory of Sanji and Zeff, you know, how they met each other and everything. When I first saw the two of them, like at the beginning of this arc, I wasn't sure like what their relationship really was with each other. Like at first I didn't know if they were father and son, but then I felt like there was no way. But then I saw they both used their legs, like they both kicked. So I knew that there was like something there. But also there was that one point where it kind of seemed like Zeff didn't even like Sanji, but I guess maybe it's just because they've known each other for so long that Zeff would just talk to him in a way that just like it almost kind of became like a father-son thing. Over here in this episode, we did see the backstory, and so we saw, because we knew from before that Sanji had been in a situation where he was very, very, very hungry. So we got to see that here. Zeff was part of a pirate crew, and they went on to the ship that Sanji was on, and they wanted to steal everything. Sanji was already brave. He didn't want, he was already that kind of person that didn't want to give up and everything. But he had this goal of seeing the All Blue, and the All Blue is this place where there's a bunch of different types of fish and other sea creatures, and so it was kind of the perfect place for like a cook to be. It's like a cook paradise, basically. He had this dream of going there, and that is why Zeff liked him, because he also had that goal. The other people in that pirate crew that Zeff belonged to didn't believe in the All Blue, but Zeff, he knew it was true, that it was a real place, and so he had that goal. And so when that big tsunami came and knocked Sanji off the boat, Zeff decided to go and save Sanji. Sanji ended up thinking that what he saw, like when Zeff saved them, he ended up thinking that that was a dream. But when he woke up, they were stranded on this little thing that would have made it impossible to come back up if they were to go down to try to get like some fish or something. So they were stuck on top of this thing. They were there for a very, very long time. You know, Zeff pretended that he gave some of the food to Sanji while he took most of it. But that ended up being a lie. He ended up giving all of the food to Sanji. I don't understand how he survived, because that was a long time without food. You're not supposed to be able to survive that long without food. Now, if you have, like, if all other conditions are okay, you're staying hydrated in other ways, then maybe you'd be able to survive. But all they had was, like, water from some rain sometimes. But how are they supposed to keep up with their, like, electrolytes and everything? Like, they must have been so dehydrated, like, to the point where, like, water itself just wouldn't really help at that point. But, you know, somehow, some way, and he said it wasn't his first time that he's been like starving like that. Zeff. But somehow he was able to survive that. And Sanji, like, he did have some food, but eventually he ran out. And that last piece of bread ended up falling. But he wanted to go to Zeff's side because he saw that the bag that Zeff had was still freaking filled up. But then that's when he found out, or he cut it open, and it was all just treasure. That's when he noticed Zeff's leg, and that's when he knew that that wasn't a dream from before when Zeff saved him. And, at perfect timing, a ship ended up coming. But from then on out, Sanji really, respected Zeff for saving his life and everything. And Zeff did talk about how he kind of wanted to start a restaurant in the middle of the sea, because going starving while you're out in the middle of the ocean is a terrible thing. So it makes sense now. We saw how freaking skinny they both got and how like frail, like they were in very bad shape. So it makes sense now why Sanji, and I mean they're both like this, because Zeff said it too, like if someone's hungry, like they'll feed them. So I didn't really get that impression though from Zeff, like at the very beginning, like especially since like the other cooks didn't feel that way. Like if that was already the policy, then how come like that one guy was just like, when Geen came in, like he didn't feed Geen because he didn't have money. But if like the main like boss, like if that was his policy to feed, someone regardless if they had money, then I'm just surprised that that wasn't like a policy that was enforced by like the other cooks. But now we know like they both, they're both on the same page. They both have starved to the point where they were literally about to die if they went like any longer. That would be a terrible, terrible situation to do that. The most I've gone without eating is 72 hours. That was when I was doing a fast. And that was the longest one that I had done. But it would be a completely different thing. Even to go just like 24 hours would be a whole lot worse than my 72 hours. If I was on top of like that little thing that they were on top of with the sun beaming on you, there's no shade. You don't know when like it's going to rain or anything. And then even with the rain, that's not really going to be enough. Like you're gonna sweat and you're just gonna get so dehydrated like in a short amount of time. But anyways, that was cool to finally see that backstory there. But what is going to end up happening, because everything else is still like nothing else has happened in current time. Luffy did do that attack. That was the thing that we ended off with. So we'll see what that attack ended up doing. So anyways, what did you guys think about the episode? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, if you did enjoy the reaction, leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to follow me on the other social media. And if you're watching on YouTube, consider checking out patreon.com/DonDiego if you want to catch these reactions ahead of time. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.